Hi everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, bringing you another video. I haven't done a random pick Monday in a while, and I'm thinking I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. You know, before I would do my random pick generator with my Discogs collection prior to creating the video, so I would be a little more prepared. I'm going to do it completely off the cuff today, so I'll do more than one random pick, and depending on the last time I listened to whatever is generated, and my familiarity with that particular release will be how much information I'll be able to share it, and it may prompt me to want to listen to it again. I mean, I do have a lot of records. I mean, what's behind me is just part of my collection. I've got other shelves down here at the other end of the room, and then I have shelves in another room. So there's plenty of music that I may not have listened to for quite some time. So, got my collection up here at Discogs, and I'm clicking the random item. And the first one that comes up is Frank Zappa's Chunga's Revenge. However, I am going through the process of, covering Frank Zappa's catalog one album at a time. That's another series on my channel. So I am going to skip that one and look for another one. Okay. Let me go find this one. Be back shortly. By the way, in the background is playing this CD. Some piano sonatas, Beethoven piano sonatas. All right, so the random generator. This one, Funkadelic Maggot Brain. This is a classic funk album. This is great gatefold reissue, except for one thing, and that is it's a Four Men with Beards reissue, and sounds not all that great. So I'm going to be looking for another one, because this is truly a classic funk album. I mean, you want some funk. This is an essential album to have in your collection. And I haven't listened to this actually in quite a while. It was produced by George Clinton. Many of the songs are co-written by George Clinton. Yeah, there's trying to remember, there is a series, of iterations, going from, Funkadelic to some of the other George Clinton bands. Trying to think, well, I've got I'm having a hard time remembering some of these other bands. there is a lineage between Funkadelic and groups like Parliament. So definitely you want to check out these recordings and check out this one. I'm just gonna say, however, I do not recommend the Four Men with Beards reissue. I know from listening to it that I want a different reissue, a different pressing. I'm not sure if I would characterize it as being as awful as I have seen other people characterize it. I mean, some people say it's just a really awful sounding record. I'm gonna say it's not a great sounding record, for sure, and it's enough to make me want to find a different release. So, but yeah, there's a lot of good songs on here, with Maggot Brain, Hit It and Quit It, You and Your Folks, Me and My Folks, Wars of Armageddon. There's some good songs here. It's definitely a solid release. So, all right, that's the first one for a sort of whack-a-mole type selection. Let's try another one here, because I honestly haven't listened to that in so long that I don't have a lot to say about it right now. Oh, okay, this one's a good one. All right. The Zombies' Greatest Hits. So, this is the sort of the genesis of Rod Argent. And this is a really, really nice reissue of this Greatest Hits album. And it's on the Varese label. This was the original sleeve that was in this reissue. Of course, they're classic hits. Time of the Season and I Want You Back Again, Tell Her No, She's Not There. Really, really good music. And this is a situation where I am satisfied with owning this Greatest Hits. I don't have a real desire to buy any of their individual releases. I'm perfectly happy with this. Now, having said that, if I find a decent copy for like really good bargain price, then yeah, I might, pick something up for, $3-4. But beyond that, that's sufficient for me. That's really all I need to do. All right, do another one here and go back to my main collection and then do a random pick. And what comes up this time? All right. This is a good one. I could probably talk a little more about this one. All right. Yeah. Neil Young, Tonight's the Night, the Roxy. This is another new re-release, 3 sides with the 4th side being, etched. And the jacket is gatefold. Yeah, great songs on here. Tonight's the Night, of course. Roll Another Number for the Road. A reprise of Tonight's the Night. And then some other songs that, unless you're really familiar with Neil Young, you're not necessarily going to be familiar with some of these other songs like Mellow My Mind, New Mama, World on a String, Speaking Out. There you go, the inside sleeve image, the Roxy. So, information here on the back of the sleeve. 1972, I drove my 1947 Buick Roadmaster Black Queen to LA from the north, accompanied by Ben Keith. Once in LA, Hollywood to be exact, we met up with Billy Talbot and Ralph Molina. Nils Lofgren joined us, and we drove to Sir Studio Instrument Rentals on Santa Monica Boulevard. So history of the recording. So we finished recording and decided to celebrate with a gig at a new club opening on the Sunset Strip, the Roxy. We went there and recorded for a few nights. Opening the Roxy, we really knew the Tonight's the Night songs after playing them for a month, so we just played them again. The album, top to bottom, 2 sets a night for a few days. We had a great time. And it is a really great album. And super nice recording. Let's see here, we got another insert talking about the sold out show. So yeah, we've got Neil Young, vocal, guitar, piano, harmonica, Ben Keith, pedal steel guitar, vocal, slide guitar, Nils Lofgren on piano, vocal, and guitar, Billy Talbot bass, Ralph Molina drums and vocal. So, and this was recorded in September of 1973. And you can see that, some other gigs coming up after Neil Young's sold out 3 shows, September 20th, 21st, 22nd, and Richie Havens coming the 24th to 25th, Cheech and Chong the 26th and the 30th, Joe Walsh and Barnstorm, October 1 and 2, Poco, October 3 and 7, Complete Dinners and Cocktails. So, the famous Roxy. This is, again, really solid release by Neil Young. If you don't have it, you should get it. For sure. Of course, there's the, I believe, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. We've got the Tonight's the Night live. But there was also Tonight's the Night, which was the 1975 release of many of the same songs as a studio release. So, solid stuff. Great all around. I love Neil Young. I love just about everything that, he's put out. Let's do one more. We're getting on to a 15-minute video here. This is just kind of cool picking and just talking a little bit about the records. One more random pick. And yeah. we have The Doors, Strange Days. This is a mono reissue. So yeah, so many of the original pressings of The Doors, number one, they've been well played. And the ones in really good condition are pricey to begin with. Even the ones in, only fair condition, because they've been played so many times, can be pricey. So with these, I'm not that interested in getting. Here's a lyric inner photo. Oops, on the sleeve. I'm not that interested in getting OG copies. I'm perfectly happy with many of the releases, or new releases, the new reissues. They're in pretty good shape as far as the recording quality and sound quality. A lot of them are sometimes even better than what was released at the time. But there's a few songs on here that Your Lost Little Girl, Love Me Two Times, Strange Days. Those are the probably more well-known tracks on here, but there are other good ones, although lesser known. Well, People Are Strange is definitely one that got a lot of radio play, as did Love Me Two Times. When the music's over, turn out the lights, turn out the lights. So yeah, good recording. I believe this was probably their second album in the catalog. No, I think it was the first one, the eponymous The Doors. Discogs lists that second, even though they were both released in 1967. So, very early Doors. Good stuff. I'm still trying to find a reasonably priced copy of the eponymous The Doors, in which the opening track is not censored. Even the brand new reissue, which is super, super solid in terms of sound quality, has that first track is being censored, where he's just saying she gets, instead of she gets high. You can hear it on electronic versions uncensored. I'm trying to find one that's pressed in vinyl that was not censored. Anyway, so yeah, good ones to have for your collection. Strange Days here by The Doors from our Random Pick Monday. The Roxy here for Neil Young, the live version of Tonight's the Night. The Zombies Greatest Hits, really solid greatest hits album. And like, you could be very well, in a similar situation as me, where a greatest hits album is sufficient. You don't necessarily want to get everything else in the catalog. And then Funkadelic Maggot Brain. However, I would steer you clear of the Four Men with Beards release. I would find another one of higher quality that I'm sure is going to be of comparable price. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a comment in the down under, especially if you have something to say about either of the releases or any of the releases that I showed you today. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. But please remember, whenever you're listening to your own, enjoy your music.